How's it going, guys? It's Doc. Today, we're going to talk about the huge supply shock that's coming for Bitcoin and a Bitcoin strategic reserve proposed by Scaramucci and President-elect Trump. Really exciting things coming here. Before we get started, welcome back to the channel. For those that are new here, I'm Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you on my crypto and investing journey. Guys, we got a lot to talk about in this one, an absolute lot. Let's just jump right into it. Bitcoin having an awesome recovery here today. This is on the daily chart. We are well above the bull market support band, as you can see here, which is all the way down at 82. We're really starting to create some good separation. If we look at this sucker on the 4-hour chart, we've had an awesome day today, right? We bounced off this resistance a couple days ago. At 96 right now, at one point today, we flirted with 98,000. So honestly, a great day for Bitcoin and alts. I'm sure you've been looking at your alts. They've been doing really well too. And that makes sense because Bitcoin dominance is starting to take a dip, right? We're getting below this bull market support band. We've been tracking this for the past few months, and we know that we need dominance to fall for alt season to absolutely start. Here, we look at this every day. This is the total three. This is the crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's no surprise we've had a nice little bump here because dominance is falling. So this is kind of where we're at today for Bitcoin. We've had a nice bump, but the reason that we're really here is this was huge. I saw this tweet last night. I wanted to make a video on it, but I already made 3 videos yesterday. So I said, okay, this is going to be the first thing that I talk about on my video tomorrow. And I think this is huge. I legitimately think that this is going to be a game changer. No, I'm not just saying that for the hype. This is really, really big. Let me change my audio settings. We're going to listen to this.
Do you think we'll get a strategic Bitcoin reserve? You think that's a thing
I do,
inside?
actually.
What does that look like, do you think?
They got the votes. Haggerty wants it. McCormick wants it.
They have the votes in the Senate, do you think?
I think so, yeah. There's 50.
Really?
I do think so, yes.
For like to her bill to get 1 million Bitcoin, right? That was her full bill,
yeah,
right?
well,
To keep the 200,000. Then
this stuff gets horse traded. So you'll probably have 200 won't get sold. They'll probably buy another 400,000 or 500,000 Bitcoin.
What?
Over the next.
You
don't
think this
that's
is
gonna
real?
happen?
Senator,
Let me tell you why I think it will happen. Okay, Trump wants it to happen, and he's got the Senate Banking Committee. Tim Scott wants it to happen. He's going to be the chair of the Senate Banking Committee. The Senate wants it to happen. If you're telling me there are no Democrats, and I don't believe this because a lot of Democrats voted for the SOB 121 bill. If you looked at the dispersion of vote, it was a bipartisan approval of that bill. And by the way, Ryan, it was if you were 40 or 50, let's say you were below the age of 60, you voted for the bill if you were a Democrat. If you were a fossil.
All right, so there we heard it. Scaramucci thinks that Trump is going to start a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We talked about this yesterday and the implications that would have. It would cause a huge supply shock, like legitimate supply shock. We look at this chart right here. You guys are seeing, so this blue line here, this is what we're looking at. This is the supply on exchanges. And you can see all the way back to 2022, this has been going down consistently. The inverse of this is also true, right? As supply on exchanges starts to go down, Bitcoin price starts to go up. And this makes sense. This is common, just supply and demand. As supply gets lower, demand goes up and price follows. So okay, Scaramucci saying we're going to start this Bitcoin reserve. Well, this is actually great coming from him, right? He's the former White House communication director. He's been super critical of Trump over the past 5 years. I mean, you could even say he's been super critical of Trump over the past 7 or 8 years, if not longer. So for him to be this bullish on a Bitcoin strategic reserve, it's going to create a supply shock. And I'm going to show you here in just a second. So stay with me. I just want to show you guys one more clip because I really think Trump coming in, right, January 20th, we've just got a few short weeks away. That paired with this bullish info, I think this is really, really going to set Bitcoin up for an outstanding Q1. Let's just listen to this real quick.
Trump's cabinet picks have had very positive things to say about crypto. Here's what his choice for Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, told Fox Business News.
Crypto is about freedom, and the crypto economy is here to stay.
Perhaps most significantly, this past week, Trump selected a new head of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Paul Atkins, a former SEC commissioner who's done some consulting for crypto companies, is expected to take a very different approach than Biden-era chair Gary Gensler, who filed more than 120 law.
All right. So we just said, right, he was resigning. He's going to be out by the time that Trump is back in, which is huge. We have Scaramucci saying the Bitcoin reserve, it's going to happen. There's a high probability that it happens. Regulation is changing. Crypto, we're in the post-halving year. Altcoin season is coming. It's on the way. We're showing right now supply is dwindling on exchanges. This sets up a really, really bullish narrative, multiple bullish narratives, kind of compounding to potentially form a super cycle. Here's something that gets me excited, right? We're talking about Bitcoin supply shocks. It's going down. If the US starts a Bitcoin strategic reserve, it's the first domino. And look at this. This is what I mean by this. This is bitcointreasuries.net. It shows everyone who's gobbling up Bitcoin. Look at this right here. MicroStrategy. They have almost 500,000 Bitcoin. We have miners, Marathon Digital, they're a miner. Riot Platforms, they're a miner. HUD8, they're a miner. CleanSpark, they're a miner. They're gobbling up Bitcoin. Tesla, Coinbase, going crazy. Block. You can even scroll down here. This is showing the ETFs, right? iShares, Bitcoin. This is Grayscale. They have 500,000 Bitcoin. Grayscale, Fidelity, ARK, Bitwise, they're gobbling Bitcoin up. It's just going to be a matter of time before there's no Bitcoin for the average person, right? More private companies, Block, Tether, BitMEX, Stone Ridge Holdings, SpaceX, right? SpaceX holds over 8,000 Bitcoin, and that's not taking into account the Bitcoin that Tesla is holding, right? Tesla is holding 9,000. SpaceX is holding 10. Then we have governments. And this is kind of the thesis that we're talking about today, right? Right now, the US holds almost 200,000 Bitcoin. It is not wild to think that by the end of Trump's term, this 200,000 Bitcoin strategic reserve becomes 1 million Bitcoin, or close to 5% of the total supply. Now, I get it. Bitcoin, we don't want any one entity to own too much, but in the short term, this absolutely pumps our bag. But guess what, guys? It doesn't stop there. This is sailortracker.com. This is an awesome website. I really like this. You can look at all of MicroStrategy's purchases over time. I kind of just like this one, right? And this is so gnarly to me. January, so we're right down here. This is the amount of holdings that MicroStrategy holds. January 2021, right? Or end of 2020. MicroStrategy holds less than 50,000 Bitcoin. Okay. 4 short years later, they're nearing in on 500,000 Bitcoin. And guess what? A bunch of these purchases have happened in just the last 2 months, right? If MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor continue to issue convertible bonds and keeps buying Bitcoin, this is going to be a huge, huge, huge buy pressure on Bitcoin. I really think we're shooting for an awesome 2025. I legitimately think that. I think we have so many bullish narratives kind of starting to compound, and that's where we get that S-curve effect. I would just say buckle up, like for real. I think 2025 is going to be super, super exciting. Here I am on YouTube. Consider giving me a follow on Doc with Invest with Doc. Same on Twitter. Guys, let me know down in the comments below. What do you think with my predictions? Do you think there's going to be a supply shock once the US announces a Bitcoin strategic reserve? Is it going to happen? Let me know. Do you think we will hold 1 million Bitcoin by the end of Trump's presidency? Only time will tell. I'll see you guys on my next video.